Let's open our Bible to the book of Psalms 33 to 34. Psalms 33 to 34. Joy and praise after deliverance. Joy and praise after deliverance. Psalm 33. Psalm 33 verses 1 to 11. Yahweh to be praised. Verses 1 to 5. This is the first psalm since Psalm 10 that isn't specifically credited to David. It is a beautiful acknowledgement of the sovereignty of Yahweh, who deserves worship and praise from his people, because they can always count on his faithfulness, righteousness, justice, and love. Verses 6 to 9. Yahweh is the creator who spoke the stars and heavens into existence. The psalmist portrays Yahweh as placing the world's seas as a heap, between quote, as a heap. Just as Yahweh spoke to create the universe, his word continues to have power. As people begin to comprehend the unlimited power of Yahweh, they should respond with deep reverence. Verses 10 to 11. People and nations have plans that don't always agree with those of Yahweh, but Yahweh's plans will endure. When people are foolish and presumptuous enough to oppose God, he has no trouble countermanding their plan. Holy joy is the heart and soul of praise, and that is here pressed upon the righteous. Thankful praise is the breath and language of holy joy. Worship songs are proper expression of thankful praise. Every endowment we possess should be employed with all our skill and earnestness in God's service. His promises are wise and good. His word is right, and therefore we are only in the right when we agree with it. His works are all done in truth. He is the righteous Lord, therefore loves righteousness. What a pity it is that this earth, which is so full of the proofs and instances of Yahweh's goodness, should be so empty of his praises, and that of the multitudes who live upon his bounty. There are so few who live to his glory. What Yahweh does, he does to purpose. It stands fast. He overrules all the plans of men and makes them serve his own plans. Even though he is fulfilled what to us is most surprising, namely the eternal purpose of Yahweh, nothing can prevent it from coming to pass. Psalm 33 verses 12 to 22. His people encourage, David's people, Yahweh's people encouraged by his power. Verses 13 to 17. Rather than resisting Yahweh, it is far better to yield to him and receive his blessing. Yahweh sees all. The Creator is aware of the actions and inner thoughts of those he created, Only Yahweh is capable of sure protection and safety. Even though the people of the time looked to other things for security. Verses 18 to 22. In a setting of frequent wars and famine, Yahweh is a constant hope for those who trust in Him, because He sees all. He does not miss the faith and prayers of the righteous. For these He is a shield, Yahweh Magen, against calamity. They can learn to rejoice and receive His unfailing love, knowing they will receive His help whenever it is needed. All the motions and operations of the souls of men, which no mortals know but themselves, Yahweh knows better than they do. Their hearts or minds, as well as their times, are all in Yahweh's hand. He formed the spirit of each man within himself. All the powers of the creature depend upon Him and are of no account, of no avail at all without Him. If we make Yahweh's favor sure towards us, then we do not need to fear whatever is against us. We are to give to Him the glory of His special grace. All human devices for the salvation of our souls are vain, but Yahweh's watchful eye is over those whose conscientious fear of His name proceeds from a believing hope in His mercy. In difficulties, they shall be helped. In dangers, they shall not receive any real damage. Those that fear Yahweh and His wrath must hope in Yahweh and His mercy, for there is no flying from Him, but by flying to Him. Let Your mercy, O Lord, be upon us. Let us always have the comfort and benefit, not according to our merits, but according to the promise which You have in Your word given to us, and according to the faith You have by Your Spirit and grace wrought in us. Psalm 34 verses 1 to 19. David praises Yahweh and encourages to trust Him. Verses 1 to 3. The introduction to Psalm 34 explains that it is written with a specific incident in mind. When David was running from King Saul and hiding out in Philistine territory, he began to feel threatened. As a diversion, he pretended to be insane, doodling on the city gate and drooling. The Philistines insisted that he leave, but he apparently posed no threat, so his life was not threatened. As we see it in 1 Samuel 21 verses 10 to 15. Verse 7. David affirms that the angel of Yahweh will encircle and deliver those who trust God. It is interesting to note that in several stories of the Old Testament, the angel of Yahweh turns out to be God Himself. But any of Yahweh's messengers are equipped to protect Yahweh's people. Yahweh verses 8 to 10. Perhaps some people are on the verge of becoming devoted to Yahweh. For them to go on about their lives without making that decision is like walking past an enormous feast without stopping to sample the food. David urges his readers to, I quote, taste and see that Yahweh is good, end of quote. The lions of the world have no guarantee of success, but those who faithfully seek Yahweh will find all they need and more. If we hope to spend eternity in praising Yahweh, it is fit that we should spend much of our time here in this week. He never said to anyone, seek ye me in vain. David's prayers helped to silence his fears. Many beside him have looked unto Yahweh by faith and prayer, and it has wonderfully revived and comforted them. When we look to the world, we are perplexed and at a loss. But on looking to Christ, depends our whole salvation, and all things needful therein to do so also. This poor man, whom no man looked upon with any respect or looked after with any concern, was yet welcome to the throne of grace. Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The holy angels minister to the saints and stand for them against the powers of darkness. All the glory be to the Lord of the angels. By taste and sight we both make discoveries and have enjoyment. Taste and see Yahweh's goodness, take notice of it, and take the comfort of it. He makes all truly blessed that trust in him. As to the things of the other world, they have sufficient grace for the support of spiritual life. And as to this life, they have what is necessary from the hand of God. Paul had all and abounded, but he was content, as in Philippians 4 verses 11 to 18. Those who trust to themselves and think their own effort sufficient for them shall want, but those who trust in Yahweh shall be fed. Those who with quietness work and mind their own business shall not want. Psalm 34 verses 11 to 22. He exhorts to fear. Verse 22. Yahweh's redemption and lack of condemnation of his people would have been emphasized for those hearing this psalm in the original Hebrew. The psalm is an acrostic, with one exception. The first letters of each stanza go through the Hebrew alphabet, a pattern that ends in verse 21. The additional verse then would have drawn much attention to the psalmist's final statement, a promise well worth remembering. Let young people set out in life with learning the fear of Yahweh, if they desire true comfort here and eternal happiness hereafter. Those who begin the soonest to serve so good a master will be most happy. All people aim to be happy. Surely this aim must look further than the present world. For man's life on earth consists but of few days, and those few days are full of trouble. What is man that he would see the good of that where all bliss is perfect? Alas, few have this good in their thoughts. A religion of promises is best when it creates watchfulness over the heart and over the tongue. It is not enough to say, do not hurt. We must study to be useful and to live to some purpose. We must seek peace and pursue it. Be willing to deny ourselves a great deal of peace, a great deal for peace sake, for peace sake. It is the constant practice of real believers when in distress to cry unto Yahweh, and it is their constant comfort that He hears them. The righteous are humbled. They are humbled for sin and are low in their own eyes. Nothing is more needful to true godliness than a contrite heart, broken off from every self-confidence. In this soil, every grace will flourish, and nothing can encourage such a one but the free, rich grace of the gospel of Yahshua HaMashiach. The righteous are taken under the special protection of Yahweh, yet they have their share of crosses in this world, and there are those that hate them, both from the mercy of heaven and the malice of hell. The affliction of the righteous must be many, but what I mean is both from the mercy of heaven and the malice of hell, because the affliction of the righteous are many. But whatever troubles befall them shall not hurt their souls, for Yahweh keeps them from sinning in troubles. No man is desolate except he whom Yahweh has forsaken. Know this, and the Lord Yahweh will bless you. Let us pray to express our trust in Father Yahweh, our fear and our humility before Him. Let us pray this. Rejoice in Yahweh, O you righteous, for praise from the upright is beautiful, in the name of Yeshua. The word of Yahweh is right, and all His work is done in truth. He loves righteousness and justice. The earth is full of the goodness of Yahweh, in the name of Yeshua. By the word of Yahweh the heavens were made, and all the host of them by the breath of His mouth, in the name of Yeshua. Yahweh gathers the waters of the sea together as a heap. He lays up the deep in storehouse. In the name of Yeshua I pray. Let all the earth fear Yahweh. Let all the inhabitants of the world standing out to Him. In the name of Yeshua, let all the earth fear Yahweh. Let all the inhabitants of the world standing out in awe to Him, of Him, in the name of Yeshua. Let all the earth fear Yahweh. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of Him. Thank you, Lord. All to your glory. In the mighty name of Yeshua, the Messiah, we pray. For he spoke and it was done. He commanded and it stood fast in the name of Yeshua. Yahweh brings the counsel of the nations to nothing. He makes the plans of the people of no effect in the name of Yeshua. The counsel of Yahweh stands forever. The plans of his heart stand for all generations in the name of Yeshua. Blessed is the nation whose God is Yahweh, the people he has chosen as his own inheritance in the name of Yeshua. Yahweh looks from heaven. He sees all the sons of men in the name of Yeshua. From the place of his dwelling, Yahweh looks on all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashions their hearts individually. He considers all their works in the name of Yeshua. No king is saved by the multitude of an army. A mighty man is not delivered from personal great strength in the name of Yeshua. A horse is a vain hope for safety, neither shall it deliver any by its great strength in the name of Yeshua. Behold, the eye of Yahweh is on those who fear him, on those who hope in his mercy, to deliver their souls from death and to keep them alive in famine in the name of Yeshua. Our soul waits for Yahweh. He is our help and our shield. For our heart will rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name in the name of Yeshua. Let your mercy, O Lord, be upon us just as we hope in you. In the name of Yeshua, let your mercy, O Lord Yahweh, be upon us just as we hope in you. In the name of Yeshua, let your mercy, O Lord Yahweh, be upon us just as we hope in you. Thank you, Lord. All to your glory. In the mighty name of Yeshua, the Messiah, we pray. I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. In the name of Yeshua, I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be on my mouth. In the name of Yeshua, I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Thank you, Lord. All to your glory. In the mighty name of Yeshua, the Messiah, we pray. My soul shall make its boast in Yahweh. The humble shall hear of it and be glad. In the name of Yeshua. Oh, magnify Yahweh with me, and let us exalt his name together in the name of Yeshua. I sought Yahweh, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears in the name of Yeshua. Brothers and sisters looked to him and were radiant, and their faces were not ashamed in the name of Yeshua. This poor man cried out, and Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his troubles in the name of Yeshua. The angel of Yahweh encamped all around those who fear him and delivers them in the name of Yeshua. Oh, you people, taste and see that Yahweh is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him in the name of Yeshua. Oh, fear Yahweh, you his saints. There is no want to those who fear him in the name of Yeshua. The young lions lack and suffer hunger, but those who seek Yahweh shall not lack any good thing in the name of Yeshua. Come, you children, listen to me. I will teach you to fear. I will teach you the fear of Yahweh in the name of Yeshua. Who is the man who desires life and loves many days, that he may see good? Keep your tongue from evil and your lips speaking deceit in the name of Yeshua. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it in the name of Yeshua. The eyes of Yahweh are on the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry in the name of Yeshua. The face of Yahweh is against those who do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth in the name of Yeshua. The righteous cry out, and Yahweh hears and delivers them out of all their troubles in the name of Yeshua. Yahweh is near to those who have a broken heart and saves those who have a contrite spirit in the name of Yeshua. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivers him out of them all in the name of Yeshua. Father, Yahweh guards all the righteous bones. Not one of them is broken in the name of Yeshua. Evil shall slay the wicked, and those who hate the righteous shall be condemned in the name of Yeshua. Yahweh redeems the soul of his servants, and none of those who trust in him shall be condemned. Thank you, Lord. All to your good. In the mighty name of Yeshua, the Messiah, we pray.